What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of Hear Me Out. I'm just here with Brian today. We don't got Nikki because she had something going on today that she couldn't break away from.
It's terrible. There's nothing better than this.
Well, she went to a Trump rally over in Port Jervis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're actually trying to start this whole like fundraiser to pull more kids out of homes to put them into orphanages. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, good for her.
Okay.
I don't know why, but she's like, just tell them what I'm really doing. I'm like, I'm not gonna fuck. You kidding me? You think I'm better? I'm not better than that. I'm gonna make anything I want up. And I really spent like maybe 20 minutes thinking, what's the most like offensive thing I could think of?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you know, I don't want to offend everybody. That was a joke, people. She's not doing the orphanage thing. She's actually aborted these kids at 13 years old. That's it. That's all. Jesus Christ. I love it. So I never get to talk sports because she doesn't watch sports.
She just listens.
She watches sports, but like not like if I say a name, she have no idea what I'm talking about.
I mean, she's a hockey fan, I guess.
So the Red Sox. Do you think that was controversial? Double play? Or not double play.
They need to stop.
Ground rule double. Come on.
Just let us win. God.
We've
had such a terrible season. We had ups and downs. At one point, I was like, "Yeah, look, we look great," and then next, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna turn this off."
It was a rough because it literally started off hot, and then we dipped down. The Yankees got hot again, and then Chapman.
I thought the Yankees were about to just take
a
run. I was like, "Oh," and then I just stopped watching for a little bit, and I came back and looked at the stats. I'm like, "Wow, we're all in the race."
Yeah,
every single person
that came out of
division.
nowhere, and it was weird because for a while we were sweeping them left and right. They swept us for like the last 2 or 3 series.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, I think this is getting a little out of hand.
But when I found out that the last game was in Fenway, you know, the wild card game, I felt a little bit better. But it all depends on the pitching was going to go.
Yeah, and we freaking knocked it out
of
the park.
I
was like, I was not expecting that when we came back to Fenway. I was like, yeah.
I thought the Rays were going to kill us.
Yeah,
I thought the Rays were, and then all of a sudden that ground rule double. So if anyone didn't watch or refused to watch because you went to pussy New Yorkers, the ball hit the ground, hit off the wall, and and spun so fast that it bounced off the guy and went out of play. And they called it a ground rule double, which then put the runner back on third, who was actually advancing home. And normally they would let the runner advance home.
Yes,
and then that was a controversy, but they put him back at third, and the guy got the second, and then we closed out the inning, and then the next inning, a walk-off home run from was it Chavez?
Yeah, but I mean, listen, they added replay and everything in the MLB now. Like
they read from the book.
It's
they
right
legit said that in the book they were like, "It's a ground roll double.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up."
It's not like they blatantly just cheated. It's like it's like
out of their control.
Part of the rules.
Right.
Yeah,
because you know
part of the game.
They wouldn't bitch about it. You know how much Vaseline did Chapman have on his neck?
I mean. We're lucky we even have all the extra technology in MLB now. Just imagine if this was only 3 or 4 years ago, like it would have been
honestly
like nuts.
Now they're challenging plays. Like,
yeah,
so many sports have adopted the football. I guess the officials of football are just so incompetent. They had other sports where like if they suck there, they must suck here.
It's pretty much right after that big crew of guys retired and went to broadcasting. That's pretty much what probably drew them out. Yeah, I'm going to retire because I'm just tired of officiating. No, you guys all left, and then you guys went to NBC, Fox, CBS.
I love how baseball umps are they just look these fat, oversized, like pasty dudes, and then you look at the football guys, and you got their veins in their arm. They're all jacked up.
Because they have no other choice. They got to run.
That is true.
They got to avoid defenders, avoid offensive guys.
I'll never forget the one time I was watching the Rams, and it was in the peak of us sucking, like bad. Like it was almost like there's teams that play hard to be good, and then us was like
was this like one of them Fisher teams?
Yeah, it was Jeff Fisher's team at the time. I forgot who did a slant up the middle and ran into the ref, and the ref just laid him out.
That used to be awesome. We don't see those kind of refs anymore.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they used to have those like really big guys that just kind of couldn't get out their own way. And I felt really bad because they just stick this one big unathletic official in the middle of the field, and he just couldn't get out of the way fast enough.
Dude, I'll see if I can find the picture. He legitimately just like crushed him, and I'm looking like Of course, the Rams. We're bad enough. We have a terrible record.
Listen,
Now the refs are putting us
did
back.
his best for you guys.
Well, Jeff came out.
He came out hot off the after the Titans. Was that after the Titans?
Yeah, he retired, and then he decided the Rams beat us in the Super Bowl, so I'm going to join the Rams and just tank their team for.
Oh my god! How long? You guys had him for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, that was like 5 years. He drafted.
I felt like he was there for a good amount of time.
Spagnuolo drafted Sam Bradford. Fisher drafted Goff.
Yeah.
And
Sam Bradford he finessed the NFL. That man,
he's making his money.
A bunch of guaranteed contracts. Then he stacked contracts on top of contracts. That dude's still getting paid. Jesus Christ!
If you just type Rams player hit by ref, you'll just see this ref just like it looks like he's punching him in the face.
That ref used to play football, and he's just treating this guy like, yeah, young man, you don't have an idea.
that ref has an Italian wife at home.
He looks like he punched him right in the fucking face.
Knocking him, and that's like look, everyone around them, their faces in the background.
They're like, oh my god,
it's exactly what I went through. I'm like, here, fucking poetry in motion.
Look at that handsome Canadian down there.
Where?
Right there.
100
worst teams in the NFL.
Where you looking
to the right. There he is. You see him, number 10.
Oh, Mark Bulge. Leave him alone. he had nothing going for him.
Listen, he was trying his best.
He had like 5 head coaches, and all of them intern. Like they were like the head coach got fired, and the coordinator stepped up, the water boy stepped up.
Listen, they gotta do what they gotta do.
They saw a UPS driver go by, like, hey, what are you doing on Sunday? Would you mind holding a clipboard?
Listen, when the Giants freaking dragged out Mike Glennon, I was like, holy cow, this guy's still in the NFL.
He's still playing. He's like
holy
6'8", isn't he? Yeah. He was on the Bucks forever. Then he went around. He's like Fitzpatrick.
I think there was I think Chip Kelly got him. Maybe it was.
I don't know.
I remember. I remember him briefly, and I was like, oh, this guy.
All right.
Like,
Do we want to call Billy now?
Give him a call. See if he actually answers.
I see if he answers. That's the thing about Billy.
Is he working?
He goes.
Is he sleeping for work?
He legitimately takes a nap before he wakes up. Like he goes to sleep to wake up, and then
Billy needs a lot of rest to look that way he looks. Yeah, you need a lot of rest.
Fuck him. All right.
That dude is freaking jacked out of his mind.
Yeah, he definitely. He's built differently. I'll tell you that much. Let's see if he answers the phone because we got to talk Rams. If he answers, I'll be so surprised. No. Oh. Sometimes the ring takes too long. Like, did he just answer the phone?
Son of a bitch.
Did he answer?
Not a minute too late.
No. He answered the phone.
That was such a dramatic wait.
7-10 out of the time. Like, this motherfucker better call. Well, I'm making phone calls.
Yeah, I honestly answered the phone. I'm like, did he didn't answer?
I was like, damn, that's a long ring.
I know. I was going to say. So, what's going on there, Billy?
Hanging in there. I usually don't catch you this late because I'm usually going to bed early. So,
what time do you go to bed?
I usually try to be in bed by like 7:30, but today I'm good. I napped. All right. On Friday.
Yeah, I mean, you just
I'm going to stay up and watch some of this game.
What time do you go to the gym?
I go right after work, so usually around.
That's crazy.
30. Yeah, I know. I like when I come home after work. I just get changed and that's it. Like, because if you sit down, if you procrastinate, it's a wrap. You ain't going.
And that's why I go to the gym in the morning.
I can't do the morning, dude.
Listen, I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting my ass in the gym.
If I go to the gym in the morning, all I hear is when I'm walking from my car to the gym, like horns are honking. They're like, make love to me.
I can't do it before work because I feel like I'm being, because you have a time limit. You're being rushed.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to finish at a certain time and you got to get out of there. Because after work, you can stay there if you want.
I can't.
Whatever, no rush.
I like drag myself in the afternoon. It's like, ugh, I want to be here and all these fucking people. I'm like, get out of the way. Get off your phone.
Yep. I got the.
How I feel about work, man.
Dude, that's right after like 5 o'clock. All the grunters show up.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they're fucking
It's the look at me. Look at me.
It's not even that. I have one guy. He takes his shirt off like halfway through the workout, and he's ripped as fuck. And I'm like, all right, I get it. You've won. You've accomplished the goal.
You got this, man.
Yeah, but
this is what you got to do. You got to come to Planet Fitness and gloat, huh? You're a real winner now.
Oh, shit.
I go to Crunch. I don't go to Planet Fitness.
I go to Crunch, man.
Do you?
Yeah, I actually
You converted?
had 2 gyms for a little bit, but
Yeah, the 2
I'm
gyms.
gonna do 2 gyms coming this winter.
So let me ask you real quick, because the reason why I'm calling is because we have to do our Rams report. The people need to know. They need to know that we're coming. We're coming for the chip.
Listen, you guys
I would give the Giants plus 10.
What happened?
I'd give the Giants plus 10 this week, and they still wouldn't fucking beat us.
Oh, the Giants, they're so fucked.
I don't know, man. Sometimes they beat really other bad teams, so.
Listen, they beat us.
Well,
so
don't mind you too. Last year, I'm gonna tell you a story. So last year,
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, it really is. So last year the Rams were hot, and then they were gonna play the Jets that were 0-12.
Yeah, right? I said the same thing. I said that today. I was like, what is it called? Trap game? And you just like, it's one of those for sure wins, and you just kind of
the Saints have
really take it seriously.
Yeah,
we started to go downhill when we lost that Miami game. You remember the Miami game? That Miami game was terrible last year.
I don't remember.
That was when Jared Goff turned the ball over 4 times before half.
Oh yeah, dude,
it was Tua's first start, and he beat us with like 90 yards.
Yep, that's right. I remember that.
Scumbag.
I'd much rather be beat by freaking Sam Bradford.
Yeah. You know what's fun? So what happened was my friend Danny's like a humongous Jets fan, so I'm like chirping, like well, we're planning to watch the game. I'm just going at him hard, and then his dad gets like COVID really bad. We're now like he had to go down to the city. He'd go down to the city. Yeah, you know where it's coming with this. So he had to go to the city to hang out with his dad. And like, I'm talking to him like, hey, we're gonna watch. Obviously we can't watch the game together, so I'll just talk to you during the game. So the Rams like lose, and I'm furious. And the next day, his dad dies. Right?
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. Hold on. So like now, I don't know what to say because I'm still bitter. I'm still bitter that the Rams lost, but I gotta be nice. So I call him up and I'm like, how you, all the condolences, like how you doing? How you doing? And then eventually it gets like that quiet, and I'm like, I have to say something now. So I was like, I was like, so did you end up like watching the game? He's like, yeah, like little bits, I was on and off when we was talking to him, and I was like, well, at least your dad seen him one more time before he died, right? And he's like, it's one way to put it.
Oh my God.
I didn't know what, I didn't know what to say.
You just wanted to talk about it to him so bad.
I understand the circumstances, but come on.
You have to save this for a rainy day, man.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it wasn't my proudest moment, but I think he got the point.
But you guys look good. Yeah, you guys look good. You guys looked good this year until a couple of these games. I'm like sitting here like,
some of the games.
What's going on?
I think there's too much coaching going on where we're actually kind of stepping on each other. Where it's like
you guys played fucking lights out against the Bucks. I was like, holy shit!
Because we knew we had a shot.
It was yeah. It was a lot of it is like I said. What is he fucking 60-0 at the half?
It was
crazy. Murder him. I was like, oh, it probably be a Tom Brady fucking comeback game.
Basically a dub.
For anybody who doesn't know, Brian's my Red Sox fan and Billy's my Rams fan. So just in case anyone's wondering why, just because we're talking, they're like, why the fuck do they care about the Rams so much?
I saw a video, I think it was on Barstools, and this lady, she's a Red Sox fan. She fucking hawks this lube straight in this guy's face.
I saw that.
And then walks off like it was nothing. I'm like, oh my God.
Red Sox fans were gritty.
I felt disrespected.
We're gritty.
Dude, I
said all clean like
that?
The Yankees
Oh my
fans.
God.
Because now that all the fans are
We got
back,
a lot more pride in ourselves.
all the fans are back in the stands now. So all I'm seeing are these humongous brawls. People.
I love going Fenway. Going Fenway is amazing.
Yeah.
Don't ever come there if you're another fan.
Honestly, what What was
All the Randy Martians, man.
Oh, this was America. This was America. I swear.
Fenway is Fenway. They're not a part of anything.
I think it was during the preseason game, the Rams versus the Chargers, and there was a humongous brawl where like 4 dudes start like.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, and he was like,
it was mostly Rams too, right? There might have been Chargers, but I think it was a Ram on Ram.
Rams fighting Rams fans.
Like
Poor Rams. You guys have like two complete different cities. You don't.
fans.
Yeah, you don't become a better person because you put a jersey on. You're still a piece of shit. so like these guys.
I actually saw.
Listen, man,
Go on.
What
was that?
No, I'm just saying. I saw a meme today. There's a possibility. I mean, it's slim, but you could have an all LA Super Bowl. You have LA versus LA in LA.
It's a
The
possibility.
biggest sells itself, man. I mean,
Chargers are fucking.
I wouldn't be surprised, and they have all the West Coast rappers doing the halftime show.
Yeah,
fucking,
that's an amazing halftime
Justin
show.
Herbert's nasty, man.
Thanks, Jay-Z.
What's Justin Herbert? He's number 4 in passing yards. He's number 4
that
overall.
kid, I mean, he was lighting it up last season. They just need a little extra push, and if they get
Yeah,
another push next season,
started working.
that's gonna be a fucking
they'll
problem.
be all right.
I don't even know who to even
Tony
compare him to.
Gates with another time.
Yeah,
he's different.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys, all these quarterbacks that you look at them and like they look like they have no idea what's going on in the world, and you're like, and they're just so good.
Yeah,
you look at them and you're like, yeah, I don't think you know what's going on.
I knew the moment Jared Goff got in the field that his mouth never closed. I'm like, fuck, he's gonna botch this.
He fucking, I couldn't stand him. I'm like, this guy.
Yeah. Did you see Josh Allen hurdle that Chiefs player? Like,
that was amazing. I watched that game.
Embarrassed him, bro.
I watched that game.
He's gotta be smart. He's gotta be smart because he's gonna get tagged really hard one day, and all that cutesy running around is gonna add up.
I think he'll be all right though. He's a smart guy.
So the same thing, Big Ben.
He's got a good balance. Like he doesn't force it. Like Lamar can pass, don't get me wrong, but he does force a run sometimes. Where like, you do that.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, Big Ben ran the way that Josh Allen does, and he ended up he got banged up.
Well, that's what they were talking about on, I think, Late Hits this morning. They were talking about that. I forgot who they had on. They had some defensive back on there that was really good. I can't remember whose name it was, but he was saying, like, early Big Ben he was tough. He was fucking huge.
Pre-rape, right?
Pre-rape. And he was literally like, the defenders were saying, like, they had a plan. Like you had the plan to sack him. Like you had to hit him high and low because he would just brush you off.
The leg.
Yeah, and he was saying like he literally took so many hits, but you couldn't take him down. Right. And now we're starting to see. He was saying like it was like a gift and a curse.
Yeah, well,
now his body is starting to get tired.
Man.
Yeah,
it's extensive water buffalo.
Hippos are so dense, man. That's what I read. Why hippos are so fast under the water? It's not because they're fast swimmers or whatever. It's because they sink to the bottom and they run on the ground. That's why they're so fucking fast. Because they're fat.
That's crazy. I love watching hippos. Like I love crocodiles and alligators, and I love how they always fuck with other things. And so it's like the time that alligators or crocodiles fucked with the wrong animal, and to see hippos like just throwing this thing in the air like a beach ball. Just,
how do you like it, motherfucker?
All big and shit just floating in the water.
But all right, thank you so much for answering the phone, and I'm definitely going to talk to you this weekend.
Well, I plan on if we're losing, don't talk to me.
Yeah,
like, you know how we get.
You guys playing?
We're playing the Giants.
Giants.
Yeah, if we're playing a good team, yeah.
Quick.
If we're playing a good team and we're like the Chiefs, like we'll talk. But if it's like the Jets, I don't hear from you for like a month.
I don't know if Mike Glennon fucking starts lighting you fucking guys up. I'm gonna be sitting there like, what the fuck is going on right now? And why is Aaron Donald not sacking this guy every 2 seconds?
When I don't even talk that much shit at work. Like everybody knows I'm a pretty big Rams fan, but God forbid they lose. Like I fucking hear everywhere.
Oh yeah,
Jesus man,
it's like being a Saints fan.
Yeah,
so everything's great until we start losing. Mm-hmm. As soon as we lose, they won't talk about the win. They'll give the other team all the you know the other team that somebody's hurt and they're missing and this is. I'm like sitting here like, but when we lose, we are like the worst thing known to fucking man.
Right,
because we lost because of all this. I'm like sitting here like this is bullshit.
See, I have a problem with the Saints because I feel like the Saints they always get complaining, get fucked over in the playoffs, which you did against the Rams. I mean, yeah, I'll give you that.
Listen, when Sean McVay had to sit when Sean McVay had to sit down,
we got to talk about this for a second. That is not the reason that they lost. they could have won there, but that's not the reason they lost. They had plenty of other opportunities to win that
but
game.
you guys played hell. You guys played hell in overtime. You guys played awesome defense. Yeah, I like how everybody tries to blame it on Drew Brees, but you guys played fucking lights out defense. Mm-hmm. You guys literally got back there and fucking hit the ball as it's coming out of his hand.
Also, too, like if you leave a game to the refs to decide, mm-hmm. despite if it's a bad call or not, you put the game in the refs' hands at that point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, Stephon Diggs hurdling your boy is nothing. that's on that guy for trying to go low. He tried to sweep with a leg.
All he had to do was push him out of bounds. Yeah. Push him out of bounds. Push him out of bounds. Yeah, that's all he had to do.
That was huge.
I'll never forget that.
You score a touchdown, you rip your helmet off, and you say, "What, motherfucker?"
But yeah.
Oh shit!
Don't remind me.
All right, brother.
All right, yeah, give me a call next week.
I got you, man. I'll catch you later.
Of course, this weekend, but all right, brother. I'll see you.
Yeah, man. Later.
Yeah, the Saints have enough fucking highlight upsets to freaking last a lifetime. Marshawn Lynch twice.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We created the name Beast Mode.
Yeah, and the Saints put the Skittles on the market at that point.
Yeah,
everyone put Skittles at that point on.
I think it was back to back. Oh God!
No, he didn't. No, I remember he had.
Or it was a year in between.
It was like he had a big run again against the Saints, and then of course they had that footage like sitting in the back burner, like remember when he did this? Like, every fucking year we see this. I was like, this run. But
it's fucking run.
So what do you think about John Gruden's thing?
Honestly, I don't really actually.
I'll tell you what, Paul. Before we go into, I'll explain.
I can't really put my opinions on it until there's. I need those emails released.
Yeah, so
I need to read.
Pretty much what happened was the Raiders head coach said homophobic and misogynistic terms in the email. Mm-hmm. I think he mentioned something about one of the emails was about one of the black guy's lips being like he made like a reference,
rubber or something like that.
What was it?
Some big like a rubber
something yeah,
like that.
I forgot what it was, but
and that's that was the first part. That was the one that I think that got released on that Friday, and that's when everybody was like, oh, everybody's so soft and sensitive.
Who's sitting on these emails
and
though?
Then, as these people were saying now, I'm like sitting here like, y'all better hold on and wait because there's gonna be more coming out. And then everybody just, and then by like Monday or Tuesday when everything really started getting released, I was like, holy shit! I was like,
why do those emails just chilling somewhere? Like what?
Well, what happened was everything that was going. I don't know if you remember early in the off season, at the end of last year, the Washington football team had gotten in trouble because all those women came forward saying like a whole bunch of office staff were harassing the females and everything like that. So what happened? That opened up an investigation. So when that opened up the investigation, I looked back at all the emails because obviously these ladies gave some type of time period. So this is where whoever is investigating was looking.
Why are they looking at Gruden though?
Because Bruce Allen, he was a part of I don't know if he still is, but he was a part of the Redskins at the time.
Yeah.
And so.
Don't be insensitive now, though. I don't get canceled for something you had no control over.
The Washington football team.
It's almost
So they reviewed everything. And the part is kind of confusing that people they keep sticking to this. Well, it was 10 years ago. No, this is over a course of 10 years.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't just one email 10 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't just one email 10 years ago. This is consistently, they were having conversations via email, which is the stupidest thing.
Well, when do you forgive somebody? Like when do you say 10 years is long enough that he said something 10 years ago when he's 55?
Well, that's why I'm at the standstill of release the email so we know when the timeline of all this stuff, because they were saying like some of the stuff was as recent as 4 years ago. Some of the stuff's as recent as a couple years ago. But
mind you, being offended is so subjective because being offended.
Absolutely, but we don't know what he said.
Right.
We don't know what was in there. Clearly, it was enough in there because even there's an article with who's that? Mark, dude that owns Raiders, Mark Davis. When he was asked about it, he told whoever that was, whatever reporter, to go ask the NFL, as if he had kind of no control over this whole situation, as if he was forced to fire him. So now, to me, it sounds like there's a storm behind all this. And what I got from in the Saints community I was saying to people, I was like, maybe you should wait because I think there's a reason why it all happened this way. And I think John Gruden was just a big fish. So I have a
like he was
feeling
a fall guy for this?
Well, he probably might be the biggest person in that list. There might be more stuff behind it because this is a bigger scandal than people like we see this, but everybody had forgotten what was going on with the owner. All the people that work for him. I mean, the owner somehow moved himself, the Washington football team owner.
Yeah, well, they actually have like people got fired already for that stuff.
A lot of big executives and everything. So it's
you know what, but like I remember, I honestly think the reason why it's as big of a deal is because he's a white dude. Because you know, you hear a lot of like, what was it, that basketball player who said he called the guy on the Dallas Mavericks a bitch ass white boy, and there was backlash, but not to the degree where he had a chance of losing his position on the team. And I mean, I'm not saying what he said was right, but I mean, like when you're talking about like that type of language, that's always. I mean, you play football, you know how people talk to each other.
Honestly, I don't think the first part that came out, I don't think he would have gotten fired. It wasn't until all the homophobic stuff, that's misogynistic stuff started coming. Right, that's what put the icing on the cake.
What I think that stems into as well is what decisions were made for his organization. If he's saying one thing and doing another, that's fine. But if he's saying one thing and then you start to pick up pieces like, oh yeah, he didn't pick this guy up, but also too on the gay guy on the Raiders came out. So like, I mean, they're gonna be like, well, that's why he's not starting. Because of the things, they'll start putting together things, and now you start really kind of like auditing all of his decisions for the organization. Is he actually a racist? That's why is he certain?
Yeah, I don't think honestly, I don't think he's a racist. I don't think he's any of those.
I think he's old school, man. Look at his parents.
He's just an old school.
Yeah, his parents probably said all that shit growing up. He probably still does. He's probably that awkward white guy who makes like a black joke that's like he doesn't think's offensive, but the black guy's like.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but
yeah, all right, coach. Right. I like you, so I'll let that go. But like, if you were somebody else,
yeah, I mean, he's old school. I mean, I get it. I understand. Like the first part, like, and I honestly, I don't even know what the other half of those emails were saying.
Right.
But that first part with the whole lip thing, I'm sure that it sounded like a joke between friends. That's the little joke. I don't know. I don't know what the relationship was. I mean, the guy spoke out about it. He said, I guess he was offended.
Yeah, I mean,
I get it.
I said being offended is very subjective because, you know, it's all about if you hear a guy make a joke about someone's lips, if you're a friend, then you let it go because you're friends, you know there's no hate behind it. But if you don't know that person, you're like, fuck that guy. He
was literally doing everything that everybody normally does. He's just talking shit behind.
Yeah, so I'm saying there's so many like there's a movie called White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah, I think
should I be offended?
But honestly,
I can't.
What it came down to me was he made some comments about his boss. And they found it, and you're gonna get fired.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing.
To me, that is what all entailed.
The one thing that
everybody else in this NFL have done some crazy shit in their back.
Yeah,
playing, they get reinstated
at some point. Yeah, he's too late now in his career to come back.
He said some things in some emails that listen. They
release the emails. Much. Yeah.
I mean, it sounded like a personal conversation, whatever it was.
They wiped him from Madden already.
Yeah.
They wiped him from Madden.
Buccaneers took him down.
Yeah, they took him down. And then Jeff Fisher came out, since we were on the topic of Jeff Fisher before, and the decision to draft Michael Sam was like in question, and all the organization made sure they drafted that gay guy. That's verbatim. That's not quoting, but like that's why I wore the Michael Sam today.
Yeah, they're gonna try to stick it any way they can to him. I mean, the only thing he has enough money. He'll be okay. The next thing for him, the only thing he can possibly do now is the podcast. To be honest, that's where most
races go. Yeah.
that's all he's got. I mean, Star from Star and Buck Wild. That's his thing now. Podcast on YouTube. That's all he has.
He still has a following. It just it's like, all right. So this is my problem with a lot of like the movement groups, like the BLM, LGBTQ. They have the group, the movement, and there's a smaller group within that group that does a lot of the dictating of what other people should be like. Mm-hmm. And they pretty much tell you like, we're offended by this little thing that you said, and then we'll speak for everybody. And I'm talking about probably a very small group within this organization, or this organization. Now it's an organization inside this movement that is speaking for the majority. And like just like with the Anthony Mackie thing, how like they want to cancel him for saying that, for just saying no. Me and Captain America and Bucky weren't gay. Oh no, Captain America and Bucky weren't gay.
They were just friends.
They were just friends, and they were like, you said what? Are you saying they can't be gay? It's like almost crazy. Like it's almost like a sin to be straight at this point. And I mean, like to each their own. What is sexual orientation to do if you're going to stop Hydra or not? Who gives a fuck?
I don't know.
No one even thinks too though. All those men who stormed the beach in Normandy, were all of them straight?
No, that's because
probably not.
I'm guessing they're trying to make a push for that kind of stuff.
You're force feeding at that point, though.
Just like DC bent the knee and took that in when they did like Batgirl and all that stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, but hold on, but Batgirl wasn't a gay character in the show. She was just a gay woman in real life. So who fucking cares?
Yeah, but that's what they
made Superman bisexual.
Yeah, that's
and I'm like,
I was just hearing about that the other day.
Why? So what? He could fucking shoot cannon loads into dudes now?
I don't know.
Lois Lane uterus with the fall out of her mouth.
It's a push. Everybody's pushing.
But you're making it so like it's not even organic with the push.
I know. It's just force feeding it
because you're making people who are like, you know, if I'm a white straight man. And, you know, yeah, white people are evil, according to Kenny. Being straight is almost like you're lying to yourself. That you're probably biased. Like, I feel like I can't win.
No,
I get to wake up every day questioning what new thing do I have to abide by.
I didn't get a chance to watch the Dave Chappelle thing, but I guess
that was good. That was good.
I guess that's the way he was heading towards. I guess get some time to sit down and actually watch it. But I heard it's really good.
You do something that favor because he's at that point now where. He doesn't believe you can get canceled. The only way
nobody's canceled. Nobody's Dave Chappelle. You couldn't do it if you really wanted to.
But the thing is, like,
he's not going to do another stand up and talk about that too. You're just giving him.
But he's not saying anything that we're not thinking. You know, like he's not saying anything where it's.
He's being a true. He's honestly one of the last true comedians. Like he's not worried about it.
And Netflix stands by him too. Netflix is like, listen, we're not taking it off because. Then if you want to take that down, then I say we get rid of the First Amendment. Then then there should be no freedom of speech because we're dictating what you can say. So how is that the freedom of speech? Now, no country really has freedom of speech. Like, we don't have freedom of speech. Like you can't go to Germany doesn't have freedom of speech. You speak about anything Nazi, you're going to jail. That's not freedom of speech.
Asian countries over there, good luck, you're dead.
There's regulated speech, but like I said, in this country. Of being offended is so subjective because if I sit there and I go like, oh, I don't disagree with Anthony Mackie, that small group within that little movement is going to be like, well, then you're a problem. It's like, well, you're making the problems because just like if I don't like someone being loud or for being blatantly racist, like I just don't have to fucking deal with them.
That's the truth.
And unless they're physically or harming somebody else, then yeah, you step in. But if they're just like saying a backwards comment about someone's lips, like you're just an asshole.
Yeah,
that's what you are. You're just a fucking asshole, and that's why you're on the fucking Raiders.
But the problem is people also they can't separate like normal lived lives and then what these people platforms are. So it's like when they do something, it's fucking crazy. Right. But meanwhile, you probably have somebody right next to you doing the same fucking.
But the thing is, they're not motivators or influencers. That's what they call it. They're not influencers because they should be held to a higher standard. Like, I get it, but come on, dude. Like,
be realistic.
They're human beings just like us who were raised by normal parents until they were famous, and that's that's like royalty, and then that's just like.
I can't believe they got him out of here for all that. That's why I really want to see
Gruden?
I really want to see what the emails were because if they're just a whole bunch of little hearsay, him talking shit about people and everything going on organized, I understand he was talking about some of the females they work with, the cheerleaders, whatever it was. He's having dirtbag guy talk. He's having dirtbag guy talk.
Yeah.
Like if he's not sitting here.
Grabbed by the pussy, right?
I mean, yeah, we had that. I mean, Mike Vick over there with the dogs. You got, what's his name over there beating his wife? Like, there's a ton of shit. I mean, Ray Lewis got away with fucking murder.
Yeah. Allegedly. Yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
The judge was a Baltimore fan.
But almost 90% of these guys come back. I mean, you got fucking Josh Gordon. This guy has been reinstated like
Oh my
7
God.
times, people.
And he still has yet to miss a step. He's still fast as fuck. Like, let him smoke the weed. Let him smoke the
Ricky
weeds.
Williams was out of the fucking league for like, what, 3 seasons before he came back, finessed everybody, took that contract and ran with all the money.
It's I think people don't really they really just kind of turn a blind eye to the fact that they are people of influence, but
yeah, Matt Tateo, was that his name? Matt Tateo,
Matt Tateo, yeah,
with the fake girlfriend.
The fake
I mean, he played well when he played for us. I enjoyed it.
Right. But it's like, all right, so yeah, they are influencers, fine, but you know, you can't control like the White House. How much do they say? How much say do the White House actually have in your local town?
It's the same thing with Hillary Clinton's freaking emails. They leaked them fucking things that were crazy.
Well, that got people killed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
people lost their lives with those.
I mean, but it's the same way. She's still out here doing politics and moving around. But this guy, that's why I really want to see how bad this really was, to the point where they were like, "Get the fuck out of here." And we're stripping you of everything great that you ever done for the NFL, which is amazing. That was back when I was a Raiders fan, so I actually enjoyed him.
Right.
At some point. And
what I will say is this:
I hope it's something crazy at this point.
I'm hoping that his decision, that the emails will come up and say the reason why this guy didn't get put on the team is because of, you know, he's gay, or this guy's in the team because he's black.
It's got to be something.
It's got to be something that's going to actually affect other people's, you know, life. I would think if he's talking shit, then you know what, find the hell out of him.
Well, apparently they've had the
public apology. The
NFL has already met, so the owners have already talked.
Huge.
So they all understand what happened. So all they have to do is release the rest of the information, because right now it's like up in the air.
But it's it's almost like it's done.
They made it so public. Just give us the information at this point. Let us decide now.
Because then why are we social jurors? Like why we have to sit here and sit there and really analyze this information and go, yeah, he deserves to lose his job, and anybody that's associated with him gets to lose their job too. Not because they did anything, it's because they are associated with him. Guilty by association. At
this point, if I don't see any information, I'm just going to put it as he talked shit about his boss, and respectfully they fired him.
Right.
They were like, listen, you
they
can't talk about Roger Goodell and think you're going to
get away. I mean, that goes for everybody, though. But like the fact that like a guy like him could say something and you think by firing him is going to change anything because he's gonna change the way my loved ones will think. No, you're supposed to change the way your loved one thinks. You're supposed to have conversations with your kids. You're supposed to be like, I don't know, what's that word? A fucking parent. How about we do that, huh? Because everyone relies on media and celebrities to like pave the way for, they're perfect people, so they have to be perfect the whole time. Like, no, they're monsters who just do shit that you don't know about. Like, think about anybody with real wealth.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't let anybody who has over $14 billion in the bank account watch my kid. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it's I honestly just believe it. It's too much bureaucracy going behind that. Like I was saying before with the whole White House thing, like the White House doesn't control Middletown, local government does. So yeah, the White House can do some crazy shit that may affect the entire country. I get that. But when it comes directly to you, it's about who you put in government and where you're at, about who you let. I'm referencing like influencers, like, you know, the people who you want to call an influencer, they could do whatever the hell they want as long as you know that they're just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Move on with your day. Because you're going as far as like canceling him, then you go after the people associated with him, and then I'm sure his kids are probably like, you know.
Yeah, and that's why I want to. I just want to know why they took such a big stance on this.
Yeah,
that's why I want to know. I'm like sitting here like, and then again, now whenever something like this happens again, the bar is high now. And
it's not like the NFL is fucking innocent for not being complete shitballs. They'll do anything to turn a dollar. And look, like right when the Asian people were getting beat up, I saw on Instagram immediately they put this humongous like, we respect our Asian players, and they were just having a little slideshow of every Asian, all 6. Just and then when the cop shootings with George Floyd happened, like Madden took no time, didn't waste any time to post a we don't like racism on Madden, like when you first load it up. I'm like, dude, me too. Holy shit. I didn't. This whole time, I have all my black friends. I was just deleting from my contacts. I'm like, I could have just kept them because we're supposed to hate racism, right? Because Madden told me. Fucking dopes. And for
anything just turned out.
Yeah, and I'm the idiot who buys the jerseys.
So. They did the Hispanic thing. I'm like sitting here. I was like, I don't ever remember them doing this.
No,
okay.
they don't. Yeah, they stopped doing the national anthem. They actually stopped doing the national anthem to its entirety now.
Oh, did they?
I think, or the players aren't allowed back on the field. Whatever. I haven't been to a game yet, so I don't know. But I know.
I'd never even noticed, and I kind of always found it kind of weird that they did it on TV. And then
yeah,
we're kind of.
I think it was because
we're all just sitting down in our seats just watching this on TV. I'm just like, oh.
And everyone was all mad that like he's taking a knee. Like you're sitting down. You don't get up in your living room and fucking put your hand in your heart.
A little strange. I'm like, oh, huh.
That's just people being fucking dopes.
Yeah, me personally, I don't.
I got too many other things to worry about in my life. That if John Gruden's a racist asshole, as long as he's not fucking somebody over and he's just talking shit, beat him up.
Yeah, I figured like
beat him up.
When I seen the headline go across that Friday, I'm like sitting like, oh, let me go see. I'm like looking, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is all he said. I'm like, oh, okay, and just say. Do your little apology, move on, whatever it's got to be.
No,
and then
it's got to be blood.
That Monday came out, I was like, holy
it's got to be
shit.
blood.
And then Tuesday, I was like, whoa,
I've
he's out of here. I'm like, how did he get out of here?
I've noticed that you can be as misogynistic as you want. Because if he said some like women comments, like about the hot refs or the hot coaches, I think he had some did say about coaches and whatever. That would have been like, oh, you can't say that. The moment you say something racist, you're done, absolutely done. And that's where it's like, where do we draw the line here? Do we go like everything is offensive or certain things are offensive? Because at the end of the day, women.
Also, the NFL is confusing because they'll do this they'll do all this craziness for this, and that's why I'm saying I hope it's something crazy.
Well, people have,
but then they're willing to reinstate this guy over here for whatever
Hunt.
crazy, beating
his
kid or his girls. It's like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like
this is okay.
us the people have our behaviors influenced the NFL to react accordingly because they have to make money still. So they see how society reacts to these things and they go, we have to be on top of it and better. And we have these focus groups to figure out how we're going to propel ourselves into the right direction. And I'm using air quotations so we can maintain making our buck. But like, it's just too much sometimes.
I love the people in there saying, yeah, Mark Davis released all the emails just to get him out of there. Like, did anybody read this article?
No. it's all programmed. That's what it is. I feel like when I watch these articles, I watch these commercials about promoting like no racism or no respect women, and they just or even like you watch the news, depending on what station you're watching, it's like, oh, look at all these black people over in Washington destroy this city. And then you see like some people on Facebook or Instagram like it's over there. Yeah, that little spot. That's
I bet you with all this heat right now, I bet you Deshaun Watson comes back next week.
See,
the distraction is here.
Yeah,
they're setting it all up.
He's fucking,
Antonio Brown gets off his shit like this week. Everybody forgets about it.
It's the next big tabloid. Always like Deshaun Watson. He will play against the Rams in 2 weeks.
I was talking to somebody. They even.
3 weeks, sorry.
We were watching the game, and they were like, I guess they brought up something about Antonio Brown. They're like, he did what?
Well, they forgot already?
Yeah, I was
so
like, oh wow, y'all forgot.
That's how fucking stupid. And I think this is where weak people play a part. They are so strong the moment it happens, and they don't keep that energy.
I say this all
and they don't keep that same energy
all the time. I'm like, you guys making such a big deal of this. You guys are gonna forget about it by next month. It's gonna be over. And what's done with next thing, and whatever that happened, it's gonna be cleaned up, and then you're gonna be like, oh shit, look, it's like 3 months later, and look, they're back on TV.
Do you know
like, oh yeah.
Do you know what's gonna happen in 3 months? R. Kelly's music's gonna come back.
Yes. The distractions are here.
Yeah.
Everybody's forgot about Deshaun Watson, Antonio Brown. Once Deshaun Watson came, everybody forgot about Antonio Brown. Now John Gruden's here, everybody's going to forget about that.
What is
the rug? Josh Gordon's going to come out here. He's going to drop like fucking 15 touchdowns in the next couple weeks.
What did Chappelle say? He was like, sorry, Michael, the war's not going the way he's planned. We need you to suck a kid's dick. And he's like, nope, you didn't appreciate the first time. And that's every time they find something to distract. That's why I can't with the news. Like and where do you find your information?
This is great. This is great information. Look, all this is out. Nobody's talked about pandemic.
No, yeah, well, that's right when the elections went on. No pandemic talk. Mm-hmm. The moment Biden got elected, now all of a sudden, new variant. Yeah. All of a sudden now, Iraq.
And now we got John Gruden. Right. Nobody cares now. John Gruden's the monster.
He's
now.
the monster now, and it's like, what's next? Because hold on, weren't there fucking aliens?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, there was aliens like what less than a year ago that they said the UFOs they have more information. They dropped something in the news for that, and then on top of that, where are these fucking bees?
Oh, the killer bees.
Yeah, where the things that have been around forever. Where are they at?
I don't know. They were supposed to like be here this summer and tearing shit up, and
I feel like the new Avatar movie's coming out way before those bees show up.
We got all that, and then I'm sure like
man, it's
Venom came out, and then we had Sopranos movie, and you know John Gruden, and all this stuff is going on right now, and it's going. And then we have Thanksgiving coming out. Is that Spider-Man? One of the. Or is it Eternals? One of them come out.
Yeah,
one of those come out. Everybody will forget about John Gruden.
Yeah,
talking about that cool movie.
And I think that's by design, is to just force feed you so much like the sky is falling, and then move on to the next thing.
Well, actually, next will be elections. Getting ready for November. It'll be some kind of political thing. Everybody getting ready.
Oh, for the mayor.
Yeah, that'll be the next thing. distraction.
Yeah, and
I try to tell these people, I'm like, listen, you guys are making a really big deal about this now. You guys are very proud and very confident about your stance on these things and trying to prove it to everybody. I'm like sitting here like, it's not gonna matter. You're gonna forget about this in the next.
That's
couple
why
months. You did all this research. You're in it. You're involved. You feel like you're a part of it. You're posting it online. The story
about the clothes. You're posting online. Fuck you. I cannot stand.
You're in it. You're deep, and then it's like, we're not talking about this anymore.
What was it? Was it that gay bar in France that got shot up?
Yeah, everybody forgot about that too.
Yeah, everyone's probably like, "Oh shit, that's right. I did put my fucking the French flag as my backdrop to my Facebook page." Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you thought it was fucking cool. You thought it was cool to be informed, but then. But what? So the next terrorist attack, you're going to put the next flag up there? What are you, just a social network war hero?
So I took a break because it was just getting the politics on there.
I know I'm getting mad when I start stuttering. I start stuttering.
Listen, it's just insane. You go on social media, it's like I see like happy things. I'm like, oh yeah, look. I was like, oh, got children. I'm like, oh, look at everybody. And then it's like politics. Yeah. Somebody argue. I'm like sitting here like, why you guys argue? Don't post it on here if you don't want others' opinions.
Yeah, and that's what. So like, if I were to say something and I put it on say Twitter, because I don't even use Twitter, but if I was to put something on Twitter, people are so comfortable attacking me, but they don't know me. Mm-hmm. So they become the monsters as well, different type of monster, but they become a monster, and then they evolve into like, now they're like, wait, this person said that, so let's look into the next post by someone else, and then it's when these trolls start coming, and then eventually they become the exact same thing that they wanted to prevent in the first place. Yep, and pretty much it's like a vicious circle of just like hypocrisy. Yeah, all right, so get it, like the white guilt thing, right? I get it. I get where people are coming from with it. I don't agree with it. I don't feel guilty. I don't think anyone should feel guilty for being a color of skin that you were born with. Now, how you act as a person that's what it comes down to. So just like those fucking dudes at the Rams game beating the shit out of each other, they are normal people. And you think, oh, because we're all Rams fans that we can mesh together? No, they're still assholes wearing clothing. Exactly. So that's the same thing. It's like I don't get why. So now it's the whole, if you're not gay or if you're not for the gay movement, then you're a problem. Against us. You're against us. It's just like, whoa. You do what you got to do. I'm not going to identify as anything other than what I want to identify as. And if it's not the thing you like, that's your problem.
They made that to protect themselves and to stand up for themselves and speak out. And then it has turned into this. It has evolved into this thing, like.
But that small group
like
involved into that thing, because
like they're own police.
Yeah, but they also police themselves. Like, so they make.
But they canceled themselves too. Like, I've watched interviews where maybe a transgender person that was a part of that group at one point. Now they're saying they're getting backlash from their own group. I'm like sitting here like,
that small group that inside. So the movement is great, but that small group inside of it, like, legitimately is the poison. It's literally just like it's like a daddy long legs. You got this thing that's not going to bite you, but if it did bite anything else, it would kill it. And that's what it is. It's like I can't believe how you need to watch the Chappelle thing. He tells a story that's actually pretty twisted, and it's so true though. And honestly, it's you. Like if you were as a black guy and you say, I don't really agree with the BLM, the BLM tosses you out. That small group goes, you can't be part of this now because you don't agree with every little thing we put together. So you're no longer black in our eyes. You're a part of a different tribe.
Exactly.
And it's like that's not how that works. It's not how that works. So you don't want to get policed. You don't want to get your voice is diminished. You want your voice needs to be heard, but then you don't want to hear anyone's voices as well that might go against what you're saying.
Yeah.
So there's no conversation.
And
now.
that's how this is how the world got where it was. Cause I'm weird looking at different religions and stuff. Got obsessed with the Amish community because I was trying to figure out how that all worked. But that's essentially how it all started. Just like that. Start off with one thing. And somebody was like, I don't like the way you did this thing in that thing. And they were like, all right, bye, get out of here.
Yeah, get out.
And
Bye.
they went and started their own thing based off that thing. And then somebody in that group was like, I don't like the way you do this. And they were like, okay, bye. And then they refer.
They're all variants. They're all variants of different shit.
And that's what, like, it all comes back to that. That's how all these things started. Somebody disagreed and they were just like, get out of here. This is our group. Yeah. This is how we're going to run it.
Yeah. I think when these movements start, there need to be like a registry where it's like, the only way you can say you're part of us is donate $9.95 a month.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can literally run outside and be like, I'm part of the Hells Angels, and then when the Hells Angels hear me, he'll kick the shit out of me. I can say I'm part of BLM and throw a brick through a window, and then the media will grab a camera and be like, BLM riots once again.
And they're like, I don't know who this guy is.
Like, who the fuck is he? Get this Gruden looking bastard out of the city.
Was that Chucky?
Yeah. Oh God. You know what? Let's move on to a little lighter topic here because I'm sure we're probably because when I start like stuttering, I know I'm getting mad because there's no one you can really yell at. You know, there's just like if like there's not one person running the whole thing. It's multiple people. It's a small entity that you can't actually put your hands around and choke.
And nobody stood up for it. Just like the NAACP when they found out that lady that ran the whole organization was white. Boy, oh boy.
God forbid. God forbid.
They were not happy. I was like, they got her the fuck out of there because they didn't know. They didn't know the whole time. She was fair skinned, obviously. She was white. And she do everything with her hair. She dressed the part. She looked like it. Nope, just some middle-aged white woman just running NAACP this whole time, and nobody ever questioned it.
You want to know why? Because it was beneficial until they realized she didn't fit the quota or fit the image that they thought was her. That's why, like, I'll listen to a bunch of these radical hippies fucking go like, oh, let the refugees in, refugees in. Oh, and, there's no reason why we should close our borders off. Yeah. And then until the moment you're like, all right. But are you willing to sacrifice, like, so
how about we trade you? How about you go over there?
Not even that. I'm trying to get at it's like everyone's about something as long as it affects their everyday life. Yeah. So as long as it makes them feel good for saying it on social media, but then say, like, they move the refugees to their town. They're like, whoa, where the fuck do these people come from? It's like, you wanted them to come. And they're like, yeah, but not change my life. Change someone else's life.
Yeah, not my town.
My grandma, yeah. And you know what? I'm not saying that, you throw refugees out, don't let people over the border. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying. I'm saying the idea that you're trying to pat yourself on the back, but as long as your good time is not being spoiled, like, all right, when Trump was in office, gas was at its lowest, right? They wanted him out. And then they put Biden in.
Business was fucking rocking, though, I'll tell you that much.
And they put Biden in, and then the gas goes up to $3.30, and now they're all like, well, what the fuck? It's like, well, you voted Biden in. He goes, yeah, but what about the gas? He goes, well, that comes with the package.
Yeah,
he's
for the people, and what we're paying for we're paying for the people. Us working people are paying for the people.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like I didn't vote for Biden. I didn't vote for Trump. I voted for my person lost immediately. Joe Jorgensen did not win at all. Listen. I was gonna go down to the White House during the stampede with my Joe Jorgensen sign. Like she needs to get more counts. 57 doesn't sound right past you. They would have blurred me out. Like. I'm like, there's no way that she had 57 votes.
Like a focal point in the image. I'm like, damn, he looks like he's in the forefront now. He's in the background.
Yeah, and then now like you got Biden in, and I don't really. I kind of took a back seat just for the time being with all the politics that happened in the last year. I kind of like, all right, I need to slow down, but it's like hard to because you're so invested in your wheels are always turning. Like what's going on with the next policy? What's going on with this? And you see that he's not doing as well as you thought he was going to do, and that's what you wanted in office. Like. Do you get to point the finger, or do you get to go? Oh, well, you voted him in. It's your fault. No, we still have to do it together.
Absolutely.
It's like you saying I win because I didn't pick this guy. Asshole, you still got to pay the same fucking taxes the next day. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Where are you coming off with this like hierarchy? Like, oh, your guy didn't, my guy didn't make it in, and I'm so glad this country's going to shit right now because I get to say you fucking lost. You're a moron. You fucking jump in a Shark Tank.
It's not going to matter. You still have to pay.
It's like, honestly, it's like going to a restaurant and you're arguing about what food you should get because you only get one type of food and then you lose the fucking battle and then you go, this sucks, and you still eat the food anyway. Like, this is making me sick, actually. But you fucking picked it.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
The way people's minds think is fucking insane.
Yeah, I'll never get it. And there's nothing I could do about it. Like,
that's why I just live life.
You got the thing is the only thing you can do.
I look at some people. I'm like sitting here like, yeah.
I think the only thing you really can do about it that's actually going to make a difference is not the bare minimum, but like stop judging people to the extent where it's like you don't want to talk to them because they are a Trump supporter or they're a Biden supporter. Like they're still a human being. They're still an American citizen. They're still an American. Like you live in this country with them, right? So I don't if they didn't agree with you. Don't think they're just a horrible person because the person signing over that loan to your house might be the guy who voted against you.
Yeah. Or he could just believe in something completely different than you.
Right.
It happens.
And he might be writing emails about people's lips. But you have no problem signing that check over going, I get a home now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't talk about those politics or religion with people. I just don't. Yeah. It's just not a thing. I much rather, how are you doing? How's your sports team doing? How anything besides these crazy ass topics that could send people in the whirlwind. It's just like freaking nuts. I'm like, so we can't be friends now because of this belief you have? Like, this is crazy.
What I do enjoy is this though. I went to Comic-Con Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this past Saturday I went to Comic-Con, and it was just like watching everybody finally in a one space once again where it's not like
they did Jacob Javits or
Javits Center. Yeah. So they had to wear masks, obviously, but like people got creative with it where they actually made costumes that required like a helmet or a mask, and the cosplay was insane. And everyone, there was no pushing and shoving. There was no fight. Not that I saw. You go up to a random person, like, can I please take a picture of you? And it's the only spot I could think of in the entire world that you can go, can I just take a photo of you? And that person's like, yeah, sure, totally.
Oh, they're excited. They've been waiting all year to get this costume ready.
But think, if we're walking in the street to our car right now and some guy, can I take a picture of you both? I'd be like, fuck you, you will.
You fucking creep.
Yeah, some guy came up to me and...
I mean, maybe if we were down south, it'd be a little different. Everybody's a little more friendlier.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, you're New York. They're like, you want a picture of what? And fucking...
Yeah, fucking some bad slur.
Some guy comes up to me. He's like, dude, I have my Joker tattoo out. And he was like, dude, can I take a picture of the tattoo? I'm like, sure. And then he starts like touching my body in a way to position me in the right lighting. Then he took his phone out and took a photo of me, and I let it happen the whole time.
He was so serious about getting that picture.
Yeah, and what he was doing. I asked him you're like a Joker fan? He goes, no, I collect artwork. Like he takes pictures of people's like sleeves and pieces on their arms. And,
that's pretty
dope. So I don't know what he's gonna do with it. If it pops up somewhere and I don't get a royalty check, I'm gonna fucking sue you.
Did they announce anything cool at that one, at the Comic-Con?
I didn't go into the panels now.
Okay.
I try not to go to multiple. I do one day. So
I've never gone. I'd love to try.
It's so dude, they're playing you watched any of the Squid Game, right? Did you watch Squid Game?
I watched the whole thing. It was pretty fucking good.
It was. I walked in there and right off the get go, there were people playing that Squid Game where they're throwing the thing on the floor. I still know how that game works.
You gotta throw it down on the other thing to make it flip.
Yeah, but people were playing
I
that.
don't
There was so many,
understand how. I was
there
like,
was
how
so
do
many
you
people
do
playing that. It was so cool. It's like that shit just came out, and I guarantee you don't even know who that fucking person is you decided to play. But at that environment, everyone's in the same. That's why I like Comic-Con a lot better than like most sporting events, because I go to a sporting event and there's like, there's you versus me. What jersey are you wearing here today? Not everyone's the same team, right? But you go to Comic-Con, everyone's different. They want to be different, but they all appreciate each other in a certain way, where it's like, oh, that's a sick costume. Can I please get a picture with you? And everyone's like got this freedom. Now, I will never dress up for Comic-Con. If anyone's listening thinking about I dress for Comic-Con.
I think you dress up like Joker.
No, I wouldn't.
I'm
I'm too shy for that. I don't have that. You know how like actors.
All
like,
it's gonna take.
Like,
I know what it's gonna take. You're gonna go to one of
drugs.
those one year. You're gonna see somebody dressed up like Joker, and you're gonna be like, "That is not how he's supposed to look."
I judge everybody. I'm like, that's nice makeup, douche.
You see that enough, you're gonna be like, "I'm doing it this year."
I wear like what I wear this year. I wore a Jaws tank top because I wasn't sure how hot was gonna be inside there, so I wore a Jaws tank top. It's around Halloween. Jaws is considered a horror film, so I figured Jaws, right? People, and then I fucking walked by the shark exhibit like booth where it's like they wanted to donate for you give donations to sharks. You can adopt a shark, or it's pretty cool. It's like a nonprofit organization. But I only brought money for comic book shit, so
it worked out better than Woodstock '99,
probably. and the girl's like, she comes up to me and my buddy, and she's like, "Oh, you guys like sharks? You like sharks?" I'm wearing the Jaws shirt. I'm like, "Not this one." They blew this one up at the end. Did you not watch the movie, lady? And then she tried to get us to adopt a shark, and I was like, show me the shark.
I was gonna say, where's this money going?
Like, he goes, yeah, here's a certificate with the shark that you have. I'm like, if someone fucking
I want his tag.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to track this.
Yeah, because what's gonna happen? I'm gonna buy the shark, and all of a sudden, someone harpoons it to the fucking forehead and takes its fins in Asia, and then, I just wasted.
Somebody's making soup.
Yeah, I just wasted $40. No, do I get to keep the shark? No. I'm like, pfft. So that Mako's going to stay in the fucking ocean then.
It'd be cool if they gave you the tag and you could track it.
That would be cool. It'd be some dude in Pittsburgh just walking around like, look at my shark, look at my shark. Some fat guy at a bodega.
That's mine. It's mine.
Want to wrap this up? You did an hour already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it went by fast. But
make sure you copyright Christmas because everybody's taking your idea.
You see that, right? Everyone's taking my guy.
Popping up. I'm like, oh. I was like, oh.
I might do Christmas again this year. I don't know who I would do it with. I might just make it and sell it. I did like 2 years ago. I made it for everybody to play.
You should do this from somewhere else and host it live.
Well, like a Squid Game thing? Yeah. Like you should. Oh my God. Imagine they made that fucking TV show based off one guy who attended Christmas that one year.
Oh my God.
And if anyone who wants to know what Christmas is, I don't really like my birthday or celebrating things I have to celebrate. So I created a holiday for myself where I think we went over this, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's kind of like Squid Game.
Now that I think about it, it wasn't very far off. I mean, you had
alcohol.
Yeah, with alcohol and
nobody died.
Not everyone died. So you die inside a little bit, yeah. But all right, thank you all for listening. I don't know when Nikki will be back. I mean, her and Shane got that plane ticket with those robes again. I don't know what she's doing. So
I don't know, maybe eating placenta.
Eating placenta. I want her to talk about that more, but like I feel like she needs to really gather the idea of what she's saying, because I mean, to each their own. Don't get me wrong. I know I've heard and read about people eating placenta.
I want her to talk about this because this is crazy.
Well, next time she's on again, I'll bring you back. We'll talk, because you know what? Like you say that now, but you get those bodybuilders who eat like buffalo liver or buffalo. You ever see that? Those guys, I saw this one guy jacked out of his mind, and he buys like legit because it's full of nutrients and it's in a bag. He takes of course he's got a knife the size of my forearm and rips open the bag and just bites into it like a goddamn donut.
You don't have to eat things raw. I think
he said eat it raw, and he fucking ate it. Blood's going down the side of his face. But I'm telling this guy is like chiseled.
Yeah,
like 0% body fat.
And those the same guys that show you they're eating that, and then when the camera shut off, they're literally eating like 5,000 calories of just shit all day.
Dude. All right, man. Thank you so much again for coming on.
No
I'll
problem.
definitely come back and we'll figure something else to talk about. Sorry if my stuttering pissed people off, because I know I'm gonna listen to it in the car. I'm like, Jesus Christ, just slow down. Well, I drink the coffee and I start talking.
Okay.
Yeah. But all right, everybody, thank you so much. I'll catch you all later.
Bye.